What if I told you the Middle East is on the brink of a conflict that could reshape global politics, oil prices, and even world security overnight? Right now, tensions between Iran, United States, and Israel have exploded into one of the most dangerous military confrontations in recent history. Missile strikes, air raids, military bases on high alert. But how did this situation spiral so fast? Who struck first, and what could happen next? In today's video, we break down everything you need to know about this escalating war, the causes, the consequences, and the global impact. So what finally pushed this long-standing tension into open war? In the weeks leading up to the escalation, intelligence reports suggested that Iran had increased its military readiness and expanded support to armed groups near Israel's borders. Israeli officials claimed they had evidence of advanced missile deployments and possible nuclear-related developments. Then came the turning point. A major strike, reportedly targeting Iranian military infrastructure, was carried out by Israel. Iran quickly blamed not just Israel, but also the United States for backing and supporting the operation. Within hours, retaliation followed. Missiles and drones were launched. Air defense systems were activated. Military bases across the region went on high alert. What had been a shadow conflict for years suddenly became direct confrontation. Both sides claimed they were acting in self-defense. But as strikes intensified and casualties mounted, it became clear that this was no longer a warning shot. It was the beginning of open warfare. And once the first missiles were fired, there was no easy way back. What started as targeted strikes quickly spiraled into something much bigger. After the initial attacks, Iran launched waves of missiles and drones toward strategic locations linked to Israel. Air defense systems intercepted many of them, but not all. Explosions were reported near key military zones, sending shockwaves across the region. Then came a major turning point. The United States moved additional naval assets and fighter jets into the region, signaling that this was no longer just a two-country conflict. Military bases across the Middle East were placed on high alert, and emergency security protocols were activated. Another escalation followed when Iranian-aligned groups in neighboring countries began launching rockets toward Israeli territory. In response, Israel expanded its air campaign beyond its immediate borders, striking multiple targets it claimed were linked to Iranian operations. Each move triggered a stronger countermove. Diplomatic channels struggled to keep up as retaliation replaced restraint. Civilian casualties began to rise. Airspace closures, embassy evacuations, and emergency UN meetings followed. At this stage, the conflict crossed a dangerous threshold, from controlled strikes to a rapidly expanding regional confrontation. And the biggest concern now? One miscalculation could pull even more nations into the fight. As the conflict intensifies, the human cost continues to rise. Across Iran, Israel, and surrounding regions, civilians are paying the highest price. Residential areas have been damaged, families displaced, and emergency services overwhelmed. Hospitals are operating under pressure. Air raid sirens have become part of daily life. Thousands of people have been forced to leave their homes, seeking safety away from conflict zones. On the military side, both nations have suffered losses, including soldiers, strategic equipment, and critical infrastructure. Military bases have been targeted, air defense systems tested, and key facilities damaged. The United States has also heightened its security posture across the Middle East, placing troops on alert to protect its personnel and allies. But beyond the numbers and statistics, the real impact is measured in uncertainty. Parents fearing for their children, businesses shutting down, and entire communities living under the shadow of the next possible strike. And as the fighting continues, one question grows louder. How many more lives will be affected before diplomacy finds its way back to the table? As we reach the end of this update, one thing is clear. This conflict is more than just a clash between Iran and Israel. With the involvement of the United States, it has become a crisis with global consequences. The human cost is rising, the region remains on edge, global markets are unstable, and the risk of further escalation is real. History has shown us that wars in this region rarely stay contained. One miscalculation, one unexpected strike, or one failed diplomatic effort could shift the balance dramatically. But at the same time, history also shows that diplomacy, even in the darkest moments, can change the course of events. The world is watching, leaders are under pressure, and millions of ordinary people are hoping for one outcome above all else: stability and peace. What happens next will depend not only on military strength, but on political wisdom. Stay informed, stay aware, and let's hope the next headlines bring de-escalation, not destruction. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe for clear, fact-based updates on global events. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this conflict will escalate further, or will diplomacy step in? Stay informed, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next update.